term. Action turns knowledge into wisdom. And the fires of creation is that process of action turning knowledge into wisdom. We all know, but until we do, it's not the experience and the understanding of the experience that it takes to understand it. The experiential situation is really what it is.
It's not about what you do and all of the things you create or don't create. It is truly about lifetime to lifetime endurance and gaining joy and happiness out of it. It's not about success. It is just about joy, happiness, and love.
Have you been finding yourself stuck in a rut, unable to launch your new projects, not getting the experiences you're looking out of your spiritual experiences? You're trying to start a business and running into troubles? I have special coaching sessions for you. Spiritual readings, Akashic records, healings, all those are available to you. I invite you to come and look at the different journeys that I've done in the live shows that I've done. I'm inviting you all to come on the journey, expand your life, expand your willpower, learn more about sovereignty. We also have the Living the Mystic Life monthly membership. It's a new relaunch of the system where you get all of our live webinars and get access to our Discord server for our live shows. Go to the website, andrewbartzis.com, for more information. Come and join our community, inviting you all to come on this journey as we expand to the universe of the Great Awakening. Welcome, everyone, to another adventure into reality. I'm your host, Andrew Bartzis, the one and only Galactic Historian. Today is a live call-in show for all 2 hours. So for those of you who've been waiting to have a conversation with me, come on into the chat room. You should be able to see a link to come and join us to be a part of the caller groups. And with that, we've got some people already here. Let's go, Amy. Signal to unmute. Amy, are you there?
Hello, yes, I'm here.
Where are you calling from?
I am calling from Aotearoa, New Zealand, Aotearoa, Christchurch.
Welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
Well, it's a little bit of a surprise for me because I tuned in to listen to get my Andrew fix for the week, and I've never done this before. So I am open to talk about.
Okay, well, tell me about what your Andrew fixes are like.
Oh, very enjoyable, very exciting. I'm actually quite excited to be talking to you. I've been listening since about maybe 2016.
Wow.
And there's been recently a few drop-offs in, me being regularly listening to you. However, I have to say thank you, because you've not only helped me, but you've helped me help other people in my life.
Outstanding. Okay.
Sorry, getting emotional.
That's
I'll try
outstanding.
and live on that. But I just have to say, wow. From the first thing I heard of you, I was just like, this guy. Okay, got to listen to this guy. So I just started consuming all your past stuff. And I can't say I have been a, what is it you say? A plus. I haven't been A. I haven't been a B plus. I've definitely been a bit of a C student.
C is fine. Right now, I've been saying for some time now, since about just before Christmas, in the times that we are now, C plus effort, if you measure it every couple months instead of every month, C plus effort is more than good enough for the times that we are living in. It still puts you light years of everyone else who doesn't practice at all. Okay? Just having it part of your cycle of familiarity, 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Okay?
I couldn't even do that. It's more that it's woven into who I am and what I am. It's not like I keep a practice. It's like I am embodying my authenticity, and that
Sure.
I'm kind of living it a bit more than
But
just like it's not a.
the challenge of embodiment is literally the word embodiment, here now.
Mm,
And that
mm.
shouldn't be your sole focus. You should have hundreds of secondary, tertiary, quaternary focuses that are about the passion that is you, that brings together from chaos to unity who you are.
Oh wow, yeah.
Okay. A lot of people in
Perfect.
spirituality, they obsess about their spirituality. And for once you really reach the first layers of obsession that you can't break, you're going backwards in your spiritual journey. You're not going forwards. Because
I wouldn't say
obsessions, go
I
ahead.
wouldn't say I get obsessed with my spirituality. It's more that I
No, no,
experience.
I don't think you're obsessed. I'm using
Oh,
this as a reference so you don't fall into obsession.
oh, okay.
Because it's really easy on this embodied journey to make it
Hmm.
an obsession about the embodiment instead of the actual journey of embodiment that is ugly and beautiful in the same moment
Oh, yes.
and is cyclically changing and adapting to how we react and respond to our various levels of responsibility.
Mm.
Okay. Does a
Yeah.
program turn on? Let's say I mailed this bill out? No, I didn't. I'll do it tomorrow. The next day, did you mail that bill out? No, I'll do it tomorrow. Did you mail that bill out? No, I'll do it tomorrow. Did you mail that bill out? No, it's late fees now. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I'm an absolute perfectionist procrastinator. First to put my hand up.
Okay.
Procrastinators Anonymous over here. Yeah,
So
100%. Yeah.
procrastination, have you been like that since a kid?
Oh, yeah. Always
Okay.
do my best work the night before it's due. Always up all
Tell me about
night.
it. Tell me about it.
Well, that's when I had homework when I was younger, but I've
Okay.
avoided things like higher tertiary study because I knew that I would not not complete the workload. I would be off partying
Okay.
and going to bands at that younger age. I recognized it in myself.
Okay.
Saturn in the 12th house in Gemini, I knew I wouldn't function in a standard structured um, type arrangement because I kind of need a bit of freedom in my
Okay.
expression. So
What have you been doing for job wise since you got out of high school?
I went into mundane jobs.
Uh,
For a few years, I was unemployed and doing lots of artistic, expressive things. And then I knuckled down, got a real job, like worked in malls and retail. It was horrendous, but oh my God, I learned so much. Um,
okay.
and then I had a child, and work became a little like I changed careers. I worked into like markets and field show, like farm shows, like doing home shows, like selling products. So I became a demonstrator, which is basically fancy word for sales.
Okay.
Lots of talking, lots of people interaction, and then I have had a health journey that has caused me to become, I will say, unemployable
Okay.
because of
What
health
happened?
weather. Oh, I got bit by a bug in Australia 16 years ago.
Uh-huh.
We think, oh my God, you're going to freak out. I think it might have been a millipede.
Okay.
I don't know. It got stuck under my skirt at like a wedding reception, my brother's wedding. So, faffed my health. My health has been stuffed up ever since. It's just like up and down. It's like a Lyme's like kind
Okay.
of
Did it
relapsing
leave a
fever.
bite mark?
At the time it did, yeah. Well, it was pincers. It wasn't a singular. So I had to
Yeah.
figure out what the hell had happened in retrospect, because at the time I was like, oh, what is this? And it looked like it had got stuck under my skirt and it made lots of bite marks in a circle around where it was like captured by my dress.
Okay. Did it
And
swell up? Did it change colors?
It wasn't like it did, like there was obvious marks where lots of pairs but
Okay.
different widths in a circular pattern. Very like you could put your two fingers together and thumb and pointer and it would be smaller than that kind of shape, just in that area. So something smaller got in there. I didn't even feel it. There were fire ants around and people were screaming from those. It wasn't an ant. And the pain started within a few hours in my
Okay.
hip, though.
All right. So
Um,
the question is, did it swell up? Did it change
oh,
colors?
sorry, pardon. No, not
Okay.
really.
You
It
got
kind of,
bit. You got bit by an entity that was not an actual physical bug.
yeah, I get that impression too, because it
Okay.
has become that in my life. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, what was life
Thanks.
like before that wedding?
Fairly mundane in terms of what my life is like now. I was just getting on. I had a 3-year-old. It was very, very difficult being a single mum.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to try not to cry. Um, it was like just really um, a lot of pressure to parent by myself, and
Oh,
it's not natural. It's not doable. I
uh-huh.
call it a torture chamber device of the
Yeah.
patriarchy, quite
Yeah.
frankly.
Well, it isn't the patriarchy. It isn't the patriarchy. It's the birthing system you're stuck into.
Yeah, hundy,
The
hundy, and he,
matriarchy is what controls the birthing. The patriarchy just says what does with the children afterwards.
yeah,
Um,
okay,
so that bug bite
yeah.
triggered this extended dark night of the soul that you went through.
Oh, dark decade was my
Yep.
40s. Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
hundy.
Now, how is your child now, years later?
Well, he definitely has some issues. However, I'm incredibly proud of him, considering what his upbringing was
Oh,
like due to my
yeah.
health. Considering that, oh my God, he's amazing. I love him. He's not successful on like if you measured it by a standard, has he got a job? Is he doing this and that? No, okay, he's not necessarily succeeding at that aspect of life. However,
H-
as a person, I
how
could
old is he
not.
now?
He's about to turn 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
And does he have anything that he's good at?
Oh my God, cars. He's amazing. He's not technically trained or any of that, but even as a dot, he was obsessed by cars.
Okay.
He's just really.
Does he work on his own
Oh
vehicles?
yeah. Oh my God. When he was little, he had a chop shop with all his Matchbox and Hot Wheels, and
Okay.
now he does it with real cars.
Okay. How many cars would you say he works on in an average, let's say month or
Oh,
two?
at the moment, it's financially restrictive, so he's just got the one.
Okay.
Um, it is oh God, I can't even remember what it is, but something from the 1990s. It's a little shit box, I call it
Okay.
affectionately. And it's rusting and it rattles and handles are falling off, but he loves it. He's
Okay.
obsessed with it. He
It's a
just loves it.
project for him. He's a
Well,
hands-on project. He's a
the
hands-on
life,
project. Yeah, hands-on
yeah.
project person. All right.
It's like mental health, it's everything for him, yeah.
Yeah. What hobby things do you have that's like similar to him? Like what do you
Well,
like to do that isn't spiritual?
I've got too many hobbies, mate. Okay, so I'm like what I would call a creative,
Okay.
obsessively creative. I make a lot of costumes because I go a lot of to like themed costume parties when I'm able to.
Okay.
At the moment, we've got 3 in a row coming. I like to make elaborate headpieces. I crochet. Um, I like to do astrological star chart art, but not the interpretive side of it. I like to wear clothes, like I go op shopping, and then, at home I'm just schlumming around in sweats or whatever, and UGG boots.
Have you ever learned airbrushing?
No, I want to go into writing more. Um, and I've started dabbling back into art, but airbrushing looks amazing. I mean, oh my God.
Right.
Yeah, that looks
So
amazing.
in the situation that you're in now, how financially secure are you?
As secure as the government and the current modern
Okay. So you're
civilization.
surviving, but you're not necessarily thriving.
Well, dude, I'm doing so much better than many in my position, I must say, because I'm on government assistance, clearly, because I'm essentially, my health is
Right.
crippled. I'm unemployable, as I said. But it's given me that, like the silver linings of it,
The
you
freedom.
wouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on my own time. I get to do what my body needs.
Okay.
I'm chewing apples today. you know.
Okay.
Um, I'm painting a picture for someone whose birthday party I'm going to. She's got an old converted church. It's like a massive venue for parties. She's having DJs. You know, I get to wear a gorgeous outfit. It's like I'm so blessed. I love my life. Like, don't get me wrong, but
Okay.
I, of course, financially, we could always be doing better. But I have
So let me
wonderful
let me let me
family,
sim- let me simplify this.
please.
You're at a stage now where you can beat all of the stuff that's around you through the next level of creative flow.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, you created all of those things from costumes, etc., all the things you just talked about. And it's time for you to create something new for all of those skill sets to interact with.
Yeah, I'm feeling that. Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to have to look into your arts and crafts, hobby things. I suggested airbrushing because it can create a way for you to start thinking bigger,
Mm,
doing murals. You can
mm,
go out and buy there are these pieces of wood paneling called luan, and they're 1/8 inch thick, and you can paint them white, and they're 3 foot by 5 foot, and you can make really big murals that just screw onto a wall and unscrew. Okay,
mm.
so they're installable art pieces.
Yes.
Okay, I would suggest that you learn airbrushing. Put
Mm-hmm.
aside some money for it. You could always find the cheap ones online. Most of airbrushing is learning how to clean your tool, and the rest of it, 20% is the tool itself, and
Mm,
the rest is how the paint flows through it.
mm-hmm.
And the rest is your artistic skill. In
Sounds absolutely.
airbrushing, you get to do whole different levels of three-dimensional interactive drawings.
Yeah.
Okay. You could also do calligraphy too.
Oh, yeah. I love that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are some really unique art pieces because the calligraphy can look like it's in coming like flames coming out of a wall,
Like
but it's
3D.
still
Yeah.
the calligraphy that says something important, and that might
Mm,
just be something that you can just start selling in mass.
mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Really think about airbrushing. The next thing
Okay.
is, have you ever done work with clay?
Oh, look. As I said, I'm kind of like I have so many hobbies, it's ridiculous that I could pick up and put down. And anything that's a little like because I've been watching some Korean like historical goddess of fire about
Uh,
beautiful pottery historical figure was a female potter amazing to watch but it's quite there's physical aspects to it and I have some as we've said body issues um so I can't I don't want to get into anything too physical and I also don't want to put extra um go into extra things at the moment. I'm just looking at what is already on my extensive table of
what
things
what I
like
what I had said earlier is what's already on your extensive table is not going to be it.
mm.
It's something new.
Oh okay.
It's something new. Okay.
Okay, okay. I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
Okay. It's
It's
got to be
just that.
something new because you're at a stage where the creativity can outcreate some of the pains that you're going through. Okay.
Yeah,
And I hear the pain that you're going through, and I want you to notice something about this. 30% of that pain is you anticipating more pain.
yeah,
Okay. 30% of your daily energy is worrying about the next loss of energy. The the physical ailments you're going through are taking another 30%. So that leaves you 40% of energy during a day.
yeah.
Okay.
If
It's
I'm lucky.
challenging.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What is your diet like?
Oh dear. Not the best.
Okay.
I'm working on looking after myself better, but lately I have been making an effort.
Okay. Have you ever
Uh,
done a parasite cleanse?
yeah, I've. looked into that, definitely.
but you've
Um,
never done one.
Not an actual full-on one. I'm literally too chicken shit.
Why?
Uh, I'm not sure. Because I guess I'm scared of the side effects of it. And like I'm working with a not a homeopath, a naturopath with a herbalist,
Uh,
and she does give me stuff, and we're looking at the liver and the elimination pathways first because I've got some issues with my liver,
uh-huh.
definitely
Yeah, because
going
of
on.
all the pent up pain that you've been going through and having to push it down and put it away in a little dark part of your corner,
Yeah.
okay?
Oh yeah,
Which is a
for sure.
breeding ground for parasites.
Yeah.
Okay. I know you're challenged. You really need to do a parasite cleanse.
Yeah, I
Okay.
100% do. Yeah.
You need to do a parasite cleanse and you need to do a really good one. There
Yeah,
are
and
some
that
really shitty parasite cleanses out there,
you don't
and you
want to
need it.
half.
Yeah, you need to make sure you're taking the one that is giving you the best chance of success.
Yeah.
And what I could recommend is Dr. Hulda Clark,
Yeah.
Hulda.
Yeah, wormwood, black walnut hull, and clove, is it?
Well, if you want her actual formula,
Oh,
because
I
when
see.
stuff start dying off, they
Yeah,
have this little electro zapper that you hook to your belt and touches your skin, which causes the parasites to come out of the mucus layer. That's why so many parasite cleanses don't work. Your
yeah, because
parasites
it's
are
got
stuck
the
in the
film.
mucus layer. Okay.
Yeah, and the biofilm as well.
Right. So it's generally an 18 or 22-day cleanse. It is
Yeah,
not terribly hard until stuff starts dying off. And what happens is you feel like you can't sleep. And then
hmm
along with if you get the one with the zapper built in, the parasite cleanse with the zapper, you can get this other drink, a tea that you do that helps deal with the stuff dying off. Okay.
Okay, a binder or something.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but it's all described there in the store. You
Because
can go
that's
to your naturopath, but you've got to say it's got to be as strong as Hulda Clark's.
okay. Well,
Okay.
I'll look at that 100%. And
Okay.
it's just the thing with the binders is what really like that
Yeah,
seems to be
I
very
get
key
it.
piece.
Yeah,
That
you
yeah,
can get it in liquid forms too.
binders
No, the
or
whole
holder.
gel caps. Yeah, you can get it in gel
Okay,
caps.
Holder
Yeah,
Clark. Yeah. Okay, so I'll look
yeah,
up her.
yeah,
She's got it. There's a shop. I take it,
yeah. Hulda Clark shop. Yeah. Now
even though she's
she passed away in the
yeah
'80s, but she in
deceased.
the
Yeah.
mid '80s, early '90s. But she
Yeah.
is the one that started the whole gut health industry everywhere. Without her, there would never have been a gut health industry.
Yeah. I have listened to you,
Yeah.
Andrew. I
Okay.
haven't always followed your advice, but I have been listening.
Okay.
And you
So
probably would
yeah.
introduce me to her, and I did look her up.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next thing is you are going to have to bite the mind bullet here, and you need to get body work done.
Yeah.
Okay. How body work you get done, it will obviously be up to you, financial challenges, but there are things that you can do to do some self body work.
Yeah.
Example, you get one of those yoga balls and you roll out your buttocks, your lower back. You
Okay.
can get one of those massage things that fits over the back of a chair. Get a foot massager you're constantly grinding your feet against to. You have to start breaking up these knots. You really
Yeah.
do.
Thank.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you got to see it as self healing and self nurturing and the mastery of that journey.
Yes.
Okay. And when you're not in the self healing and self nurturing, that's when you're dumping into this new artistic energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
All
Yes.
right.
I'm hearing.
Let,
I'm just soaking it up.
let's switch to diet.
Okay.
When you're in the level of pain that you're in, it's very easy to not eat.
Well, yeah, that's the appetite is an issue.
You eat like a bird.
Probably I do, yeah.
Yeah, until you get really hungry and then you eat a bunch and then you go starve again. You
Well,
have to stop. You have to stop that.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
You need absolute regulation. Okay. So it's not about picking a diet, it's about holding yourself accountable to eating regularly and not skipping meals.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is it. Yep.
You
Thank you.
40 grams of protein. I'm sure you heard me say it.
Yes, yes, yes. And
You
I'm
have you
slacking.
of,
Yeah.
of everything else I said, you have to take that authority back.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
have to
Thank you.
figure that part out. Okay.
Yeah. It's definitely from a childhood stuff, that one.
Sure.
Um,
Sure.
the
Sure.
eating stuff.
It doesn't matter where it stems with, because it's
Yeah.
going to be one of those challenges for you. It's not going to be an easy journey.
Mm.
It really is not
Mhm.
going to be an easy journey. Okay. But you
Sure.
need fuel to create new things.
Yeah.
You need fuel to fuel the creativity.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Yep. And to be able to keep up with what I want my lifestyle to be, which is more active than it is now.
Well, activity can come. I think as it is right now, you got to get the worry of the next pain out of you. That's the
Mm.
first thing, is to stop the worry.
Okay.
Okay. And here's where 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week, you start forgiveness journey.
Okay.
Okay. I forgive
Forgiveness of
myself through going through all the pain and having to stuff it down. I forgive
yeah.
myself of just blanket forgiveness for everything that's yourself and anybody else in your life.
Yeah. I
15 minutes
feel
a day, 5 days a week for a couple of weeks. And when you're done with forgiveness, move on to some other thing where you're giving yourself an opportunity to create new things in your life, to stop the negative voice talk when you're in deep pain.
yeah.
Okay?
Uh-huh. Yep.
That's your stairway of growth right now. That's your recipe to wellness.
Wow. Yep. Thank you.
I got a couple other questions for you. Okay?
Okay, yep.
You had any partners since your last partner?
Oh, damn, you're gonna roast me on this.
Maybe.
I've been mostly single for about 15 years, partly due to the health issues and
Uh-huh.
partly due to the solo parenting of a child. I didn't want to, like, the energy is very limited.
All right.
Um,
When's the last time you've been laid?
that was a couple years ago. I
Was
had a
it?
couple of I had a fling for like a couple of weekends, and then I had I don't know, a revisit of someone who was I would call an F boy. Um, and then just before that, like at the end of 2024, I had a brief few months of dating someone, and that was like a very scary situation. I had to actually call the cops on him 2 years later because he sent me a threatening letter after 2 years of being not anywhere near each other. So I have,
What was his threatening letter?
oh, dude, well, it was about his PP to begin with,
Uh-huh.
and how he was telling me off for something with his PP that I had, according to him, caused. Um, I cannot say that it was because my health didn't show anything and I was all tested, and I had intercourse with two other people after him and there was nothing
Right.
happened with them,
Nothing
nothing.
happened. Exactly. All
So
right.
I don't know if it was me or not, but he
That was a demonic attack.
I know, darling. I had to use mirror magic on that letter. So he started off saying it was about his PP and who he screwed after me.
You don't need to say anymore. Okay.
Oh, okay,
The
because
reason
it went on.
the reason I asked this, you have
Yeah,
a lot of fear of dark energy in you right now.
yeah, sure. Yeah.
It's become to a point where it's running too much of you.
Yeah, I would agree. When it comes to males, yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Mm,
causing venom inside of you now.
damn.
That's how much it's gotten out of control.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm hearing. Yeah, I'm
I'm not
hearing that.
telling you to date. I'm telling you to deal with this fear of
Yeah.
demonic attack, which comes
It
back
comes.
to the original bug bite that wasn't a bug bite, which is another psychic attack.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I it's I've been trying to put my finger on it. See, I know that the relationship, the stuff with males is partly from other lifetimes because it's
No,
something I've
it's not
always
from other
had.
lifetimes. It's all from this lifetime.
There's other stuff too as well. There's like another
No,
layer to
no. Listen to what I'm saying.
I'm listening.
Everything you are going through is from this lifetime.
Okay, thank
Anything
you.
that has to do with a past life, it's just a past life trying to trauma bond with it.
Yep,
It's not the
yep,
original trauma. It is all
yep.
this life. That's
Okay,
why
yep.
this life has gone so challenging for you and the fetus and womb plan that you originally had to where you are today.
Mm,
Okay. If years ago you would have taken spirituality, let's just say at C plus effort, and
yep,
dealt with some of the energy from entities by doing ritual and ceremony, you would have been free of all your body sickness already. Are you ready to let go of the body sickness you're in? Have you had enough?
yep.
Then commit to change. Commit to ritual, ceremony, cleansing, bringing in the light, starting the new hobby, learning self body massage. Okay. You have been
Yep.
set up and given a life where you don't really need to work. Yes, funds may be challenging, but everything we're talking about is free.
Yeah.
Prayer is free. Ritual and
Yep.
ceremony is free. Okay?
Yep.
Doesn't
Yep.
cost you anything but time.
And
Commit
discipline.
to it and stop
Yep.
giving up on it. I am telling you, in 6 months, you could radically change everything about the debilitating energies you're feeling right now. And 6 months after that, it can be completely gone.
Wow. Yep. That is
Okay?
the aim. Yep. That is the aim.
It's ingrained into you and you're so afraid of it. That's why you're not
Yep.
getting rid of it. Okay?
Like I've trauma bonded to it. Do you mean? Kind of like,
No, it owns you and you gave up a long time ago.
yep, probably did. Yep.
Okay? But it
Yep.
rarely visits you now. Rarely.
Because programmed me into
No.
a,
You're let's say if it's out of good food, fresh everything, you're 25th on the list.
right.
It
What
got
do you
it
mean
it
by
took all the A quality good energies out of you. Okay?
right?
Only if it's starving is it going to really come back around, or if it's going to come around you and kick you in the kneecaps for a couple days, then move on.
So you're talking about
Actual
the
entity, yes.
yeah, okay, yeah, okay.
Okay. The one that came from the original bug bite.
So it's got other energies that it's taking from.
No,
Is
it's
that
took so much from you that you don't have anything left for yourself.
right? So
It's robbed you blind. Okay.
it's trying to kill the host.
No, it didn't want to kill you. It
Right.
wants you in misery.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that why I can see other people's ones as well?
Yes. Yes.
Because it's keeping me in that low vibration that I can, like, sometimes I'm harassed with them at night. Like,
Hmm.
someone just needs to come to my,
You can
you
beat
know,
all that. That is the fear creating paranoia through your psychic skills.
okay, yeah,
All of that's beatable. Okay. The basic ritual and ceremony. If you start doing that on a regular basis, start purging the negative out, replacing it with positive, rediscover the joy of prayer, you can beat all this.
yes,
Okay. How
yes,
many other
yeah.
callers have you heard call into this show and beat it?
Um, I I can't say that I've counted. Sorry, I've just gone a wee bit blank
It's
because
okay.
you've definitely put me into um I don't know, like a state of I'm
Trauma.
just yeah, a little
Yep.
bit, a
You're in
little
fight.
bit.
You're in fight or flight mode, and your body's trying to figure out, how do you get out of here? How do I shut
Yeah,
up? How do I stop all this? Because the programs are active now. I purposely set it to activate the programs.
yeah,
You
that's what you
can
do.
beat this. And now they're scared. They're doing 5 alarm fire.
Yeah,
How
I
can we
can
stop
kind
her
of
from beating it?
yeah, I can kind of feel it. It's like
Yeah.
there's an energy scrambling around, like, oh my God, where's the exit? Like, what? Wow. Okay, yeah. So I don't know if I can answer questions very well at the moment.
You basically understand. People have come on the show and beat their demons. Okay?
Yes, I can. Yes,
It's
I
a
can.
regular cycle. You can beat this one. Okay?
Thank you. Yeah,
You got
thank
to
you.
start committing. You got to start being courageous, none of which are mystical.
Yeah,
You got to rediscover the joy of prayer, and you need those outlet hobbies. Like I said, you need to find a new one. Okay?
yeah,
Really find a new one. You can still use the old stuff, but the new one
yeah.
is the new fuel you need to begin this longer term journey of rediscovering spirituality and what it means to you.
I do want to do spiritual art. I
You can
do want
still
to.
do it.
Yeah,
You can still do it.
and I
Okay?
also want to write. Um, I've never really written properly. I would like to.
Okay. Well, if you
So
want to be
that
a writer, you got to start putting 1,500 words a week out.
yeah.
Okay. When's the last time you had to put 1,500 words out?
Probably transcribing an Andrew thing.
Okay. A
Probably.
while.
Well, well, just like oh, I don't know. I did it the other week. You've had some new stuff.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. The writing I'm doing, it tends to be like a rage poem, or I don't know. I'm writing something out to post.
On social media.
Occasionally, yeah, I had to
Okay.
post about my cat passing away. Because she was taken by a dog.
Uh-huh.
So I had to put that on the community page. Sometimes I comment on things, but I'm not big at posting
Okay.
my own content. No.
Okay. So if you want to write.
Yeah.
1,500 words is about 3 hours a week, 3 to 4 hours a week.
Okay. Yeah. Sweet.
Okay.
Like half an hour a day. Yeah.
Well, that half hour may be the first 20 minutes of I don't know what to write, and then 10 minutes of heavy duty writing. That's the key. It's learning how to turn writing on and turn writing off.
Yeah.
Okay. It's getting back into
Okay.
the cycle. And
Yep.
journaling is writing. Okay. So if you want to
Yeah.
focus on writing, start writing as much as you can.
Yeah. Like journaling, actual.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Good stuff.
Darling, I got to let you go. I got some other callers that are coming in.
Yes. Thank you. I was feeling it was at the end. So I just
Yeah.
want to say thank you so much for what you do. It
You're
is
so
very
welcome.
valuable tools that you're giving everybody and how you are able to communicate and the things that you are able to bring through. So you've really hit some stuff for me, and I will take this to heart. So
Good.
thank you so much.
Okay, I'll reiterate. Go get a parasite cleanse. Take control
Yeah,
of your food. Okay?
yes. I'm about to start.
Rediscover the joy of prayer. Self-healing
Okay.
and self-nurturing. You got to learn to master those skills, and you can beat
Yeah,
this.
thank you.
All right, darling. Take it easy. Good talking to you.
Thank you so much. Bye
All
bye.
right, Joel, we've got, let's go to Isabella. You are next. Signal to unmute. Isabella, are you there?
Oh, yeah, you there?
Yep, I'm here. How you doing today?
Hey, yeah, I'm good. How are you doing?
Great. Where are you calling from?
Calling from Byron Bay.
Byron Bay. How's it been since we talked last?
It's been a ride. Yep. It's been good and bad and everything in between. Um, yeah, lots of change. I feel like at the moment I am pivoting towards I've been having a business with my friend,
Mm-hmm.
and we've like co-founded a modality together in a business, and now we're kind of deciding to go on our own pathways within the
Mm.
same umbrella of the business.
Okay.
And I can feel like this question of like, is this the right direction for me? Like, am I meant to continue walking as a healer? Like, am I meant to do it on my own, or am I meant to study something? I'm just in a bit of like is there another thing that's like coming into my path?
There are dozens of things coming into your path, but are
Mm,
you ready to make a transition from what you are doing and the balancing and growth that it's giving you and enter another longer term study stage, gestation stage, where you're not reinventing yourself, you're just expanding all of your skill sets while still trying to maintain a business, which
yeah.
is a lot more challenging than what you're actually going through right now.
Hmm.
Okay. You
Yeah.
have to molt and change while still doing what it is that you do.
Mm. Yeah. I feel like I'm ready. Like I'm, I like to get prepared. You know, if I'm like, if this is going to be where my path is going, then I'm ready to start now.
All right. What do you foresee the existing business? Does it need a brick and mortar building? Does it have costs? What are the built-in things that you have with what you have right now?
It's all online, so there's not a lot of like logistical things to figure out. It's just a
Okay.
website, online courses, online calls.
Okay. So
Um,
how often are you working hours
um,
wise?
oh, hours, I don't know. Like I'm working every day, but it's mostly like building the business up, and then I do sessions like
Okay.
3, 4 times a week.
Okay. So we've talked about this before. You're gonna have to figure out how to put the business growing 1 day a week, sessions 3 or 4 days a week, because it's just about extracting as much money as you can while you're going to be doing something that is going to require a deeper part of your education.
Mm.
And then you're going to have to determine, are you ready to open a physical brick and mortar building? Okay.
No, I don't think I will.
Uh, okay. So you think you want to do it all online and all online alone?
No, well, I'm here for like retreats, but I don't want like a building where I have to show up every day. But I can also hold sessions in my home. Like I have a
No,
space.
you can't do sessions in your home.
Yeah, okay.
You can't. So I'm going to give you the challenge, which you just asked for.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need to eventually open a brick and mortar building that starts a hands-on healing aspect of the journey.
Hmm.
Can you avoid this? The answer is you can avoid anything and everything, but you will be losing out on so much more of the practical skills you were born with, which comes from instantaneous diagnosis of a physical being in front of you.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next thing is, what modality do you learn? You
Yeah.
can't, you cannot do the easy one. You you have to figure out what is going to be the harder challenge for me.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a big business thing for you to think about before you decide, what's in it for me? What kind of business can I have at the end of this educational journey?
Yeah. Yeah. Because
You're,
there's one part of me that's like questioning whether to go into more like birth work or death work. And then
no,
like every, no.
do not do
Okay.
death work. Do not do that. Don't
Okay.
don't let that world take you over. You're
Okay.
meant to be working with the living.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there's the question of like, I don't know what actually I want to learn or who I want to learn from because I'm already doing the work, but I know that there's more to refine and progress
Uh-huh.
into. And then
Mm-hmm.
there's also another question of like, is this even where my desire of like aliveness is, or do I want to just pivot away from being a healer?
Ah, now doubt's creeping in. Now the doubt. All right. So let me lay it on to you like this. If you choose not to go through the crucible of change, which is maintaining the business and going through a deep educational process that's going to require you to mold and change, you will miss out on a lot, but you will have new things brought in. You may find a lover and have kids and give up spirituality completely because you want to put all your life into kids. You may discover that love isn't for you and you decide to write romantic comedies and sell them on Hollywood. You never know. Anything is possible, but what's in your star chart, galactic seed channel, all of that shit is hands-on healer or physical people in brick and mortar buildings, changing realities instantaneously in front of people.
Okay.
That's a powerful skill to come in with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah,
So
I've done like
your
level
choices
one.
your choices ahead of you.
Mm,
I can flirt around and ignore it and do all these other things, or I can do it now when I'm still in my prime.
mm. What kind of hands-on body work is in my blueprint?
Have you done any university work?
Yeah, I went to university for like 4.5 years and then I dropped out. But it
What did you
was,
what did you specialize in?
I studied like tourism and Spanish, so it was inconsequential, really.
Okay. But you
Yeah.
have credits that still apply.
No, I ended up not getting the credentials.
No credits, like
Uh,
college credits. You wouldn't have to repeat a bunch of classes.
oh, I don't know. I don't really know how that works.
All right. That's generally how that works. All right. So I'm gonna lay it on as thick as I can.
All right.
You could become a world-class surgeon in 6 years.
Surgeon. What?
Sure. Knowing full well that the entire medical industry is going to change. Completely change. The insurances companies will be kicked out, the governments will be kicked out, doctors will be given their freedom, and all that in the next 3 to 4 years. An entire completely different medical field. And you would be one of the new graduates coming into it.
Right.
Not just surgery, okay? Psychic surgery combined with regular doctoral type stuff. A general practitioner who could also work with children, okay? There's so whole new realms are going to be opened up for the actual allopathic medical field, which is going through its destruction phase right now.
Yeah.
Okay? That would be the top option if I were you. There are other things that can come equal to it. Okay? And you would have to delve deep into myofascial release, deep into cranial sacral therapy, each being doing about a year and a half course. Okay? And then learning how to combine what your actual spiritual skill set with the whole journey of doing regenerative body work on people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what are some other types of healing things? Could you be good at sound healing? The answer is yes, but that's just a secondary skill. It's not the be all end all of your skill.
Yeah.
Okay. How much more proof do you need to know that you're a world-class healer?
I don't know. I think that's because some people just like, I think because healing takes so long. Like I've worked with some people for so many years, and it's just
Sure.
like there's a question of like, what does it actually take for someone to heal? Like, am I actually serving this person to the maximum integrity that I can offer, or am I blindsided in like certain
No.
aspects of healing?
You are, and that's why your energy healing isn't everything you can do, because you're not touching the person.
Mm.
Okay?
Yeah.
You're not touching the person. Therefore, so much more is left out. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, do you have to go to surgery school? The answer is no. But I would actually say to you, deeply invest and look at it.
Okay.
Actually do a budget.
It's like the
Find out
biggest
what you're
spanner.
really, okay? Literally give it actual real effort.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm.
And let that open your guides and guardians so they can go, bitch, please get your ass into motion.
Mm.
Okay?
What about like midwifery?
No.
No.
No. Okay.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. You're in Australia and your chances of getting sued are through the roof.
Mm.
Okay. Until it is changed and they're not aggressive against midwifery, the answer is no.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just as challenging here in the United States. But as I said, in the next 3 to 5 years, all of that's changing. All that's
Yeah.
changing. Okay.
Okay. What should
Would
I
you
do?
like to be a new generation of healer on the founding floors of new generation of healing?
Mm.
Using the physical, the spiritual, the mental, the psychological, all in one style.
There's like, it's a yes, and there's this response in my body that's like pressure or stress, because the
Sure.
other like desire and slash like
All the other
talent that I
stuff's
have is
easy because all the other stuff's the easy way.
mm. But like
No
I'm like,
real
could I just
effort.
become a writer? You know, like just write
Oh,
books and
that's cheap. That's quitting. I'm just going to become a writer.
but I
Okay.
love writing. Like it feels like a genuine, true passion and calling. Like I've written one book. I have one I'm writing now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's, you
And
know, I don't know. It's just like the path.
you asked me what's in the cards for you,
It's true.
and
It's
I'm
true.
laying it on to you. I
Mm.
knew that you would be going through this journey, okay? Because you don't want to face the hard journey, okay? You just don't want to. It's because you're mostly chicken shit,
I
okay?
just feel like, yeah, okay. I'll take
And
it.
the other part is you're lazy as fuck sometimes with your own self,
Mm.
okay? Procrastinator. And when it comes to
Mm.
your doing your own stuff,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. Ugh.
Basically, your body fought back because it instantly recognizes the level of work that you'd have to go and get it.
Yeah, it's not that I'm like opposed to work, like I am, but I don't know.
You
I think because
can't
I
be,
did
you
five
can't, you
years of
can't, in
study.
your conversation, you can't hold the position of I can and I can't.
Yeah.
Okay. What has it revealed to me, the reader?
Hmm.
Doubt. And
Yeah.
neither of the arguments have any validity to it.
How can you reconcile doubt? Like, how can I like engage this feeling of like absolute conviction in like this is the way?
Okay. That's what doubt specializes, is hiding that this is the way.
Hmm.
You literally have to trim the weeds of doubt, throw some DDT on it, okay? Keep them trimmed and find your deeper focus. Am I really ready to take on the challenge of living myself to the fullest extent, to the talents that I've been born with, through the healings things that I've done in the years that I've done it? Am I ready to take it to a whole new aspect of medical practicing that is about to come out? Do I want to be on that ground floor? Or am I going to be a chicken shit until I see it happen out there?
I just can't see myself working in like hospitals. Like I hate those
You're
environments.
not going to work at a hospital. I didn't say that.
Well, how else would a surgeon like work?
It's not just surgery. Okay. World class means you travel all over the world teaching people how to do techniques. Okay?
Hmm. But surgical techniques.
Not just surgical techniques, spiritual, physical, mental, psychological, demonic removal.
Mm,
All that's going to be incorporated into modern medicine.
right.
Okay?
Yeah.
You need to know the allopathic side of the body, the mind, the spirit. Okay?
Do you feel like with what's unfolding, like, I've heard that the off-planet beings are going to start to integrate into our world, like coming from like
Uh-huh.
next year
Uh-huh.
onwards. And
Uh-huh.
there's obviously whatever technology they have around health
And they are
and
going to
medicine.
need psychic surgeons who know physical surgery through the mass manifestation process.
That's how it will work. They'll like
Yep.
collaborate
They're going to
and
collaborate. Like, here's an example. You will be the surgeon of the physical side doing the microsurgery on a group of microcapillaries in the brain from a brain injury from a person, but psychically connected to you will be several other healers who are using your auric field to create energetic arms that are holding those microcapillaries so they don't burst, holding space for them so you can reprogram the capillaries and reverse the brain injury from when it happened in time to then free up some of the damaged memory structures that are interfering with the genomic growths.
Hmm. Do you think this is a part of the reason why I've walked with like illness
Yes,
as well?
yes.
Hmm.
And I'm basically saying, are you ready to step up to the next level? And that's the debate, conversation, arguments you should be going through over the next couple months.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? How you get to
Yeah.
the final answer is going to be up to you.
So option one would be go into full medical school. Option two would
Yep.
just be
Full medical school, 100%.
do myofascial craniosacral.
Yep. Yep. And myofascial craniosacral is the easy way out. Those are still hard classes. Okay? But it's not as
Yeah.
hard as medical school. I can't even begin to describe to you how karmically entwined your crucible of changes with higher education personalities, where you're working with the geniuses who have themselves put together, not broken geniuses that you run into all the time.
Mm, that makes sense.
Okay?
Yeah. Far out. You've really thrown a spanner.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's an example. I had a dermatology appointment early last week, and the lady's an Indian lady. In the first moment that I met her, I'm like, holy crap, is this woman turned on? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, absolutely everything about her is turned on. And I asked her, why did you want to become a dermatologist? My mother was a dermatologist. My father was a dermatologist. It was in my genes. Okay.
Mm,
I
yeah.
passed everything with straight A's, flew right through it, and she's doing what she's literally living and meant to do. Okay.
Yeah.
I would put you at that level. Okay. If you were to truly find another woman who's put together with that kind of energy, you would look at all the stuff you're going, oh, why am I playing in the dirt league?
Mm,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. There are scientific papers to be written. There are so much more than what your limited thinking of what medical school is.
Mm, yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I just feel like my biggest resistance to the idea of it and how I see it in my mind is
Sure.
just being in hospital spaces.
But the thing is, as I said, it's the whole new medical community.
Yeah.
And as you're going through the ups and downs, if this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, I'll never do it. Maybe I'll poke an eyeball at it. Okay. You got to give it the real actual effort to understand. All right. I would go to school for 6 years. Okay.
Yeah.
You can get a medical degree in 4 years, which it's all about your hospital time that you're going to spend afterwards. Okay.
Yeah.
What's my life? How am I going to pay for it? Okay, you got to figure all those things out.
Mm. Yeah, and I mean, I also just feel, just speaking out one part of me, it's like there is one part of me that feels like my life so far has been a bit of a grind. And now I'm like coming into my own and wanting to experience falling in love and like having pleasure and maybe like going traveling and just like having a bit more lightness
Oh,
and
you
play
just want to
in
fuck
my,
off from you just want to fuck off from your responsibilities.
no, not fuck off from them,
Yeah.
but just like balance it out.
I'm playing with you. Relax. Relax. I'm playing with you. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But
But
like, you know, like I just haven't experienced like much of that fun, play, love side of life compared to the responsibility.
okay. So
So I'm
that
like,
doesn't mean you need to stop your life to go out and do that.
yeah. But if you're
Okay.
studying and like for 6 years, like I want to have a
So
baby
you
within that.
can't say during that study time you can't meet anybody. See,
Yeah.
you're setting yourself up for failure even before it happens. There'll be
Yeah.
plenty of time to meet people in new places, still go out to have fun. But you've got this preconceived notion in you that will be no time to be me. There's plenty of time to be you, the whole new you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay. Yeah. I will think about it. Yeah.
Yeah. And as you're thinking about it, hear these words: don't quit. Whole new medical communities about to be formed, and you could be on the ground floor of it when you graduate.
Yeah.
Okay? And you can still do all your other stuff while you're figuring out how to make money, how to do it. You can still have all that stuff there. There's no reason you can't. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Darling, great talking to you again, and let us know what you come up with.
Okay. Thank you so much, Andrew.
You're welcome.
Okay. Bye.
All right, take it easy. All right, Joel, let's move on to Jessica. Signal to unmute.
Hey there, Andrew.
Hey, darling, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Hey, I wanted to say thank you so much for all the just amazing speeches and revocations that you've been sharing lately. They have been literally hitting it out of the park and just bravo, my friend.
Thank you so much. What
You
do
are
you want to
welcome.
talk about today?
Well, I just wanted to pop on I think kind of just an overall check-in. I know last time we were chatting, there was just some insight over just taking care of my self-care and little shifts in my career and things like that. So I just kind of wanted to check in and just kind of
Okay.
get your insight today.
Tell me about what we talked about last time.
Yeah. So you were mentioning just a lot of kind of some of my energy that was being poured out into maybe not my energy. So just really honoring that self-care space and kind of bumping up my self-care with myself and making sure that I'm honoring the energy within my body.
Uh,
And then a little bit of, career stuff, just kind of shifting my mentality and maybe looking at things a little bit differently.
what kind of career stuff did we talk about?
So a few different things. I'm a musician, so we kind of talked about just kind of what that looked like. Um, and then also I work at a crystal shop, and I know at one point you had mentioned maybe owning a crystal store. And so that's kind of coming a little bit more, I guess, in my like
Uh,
field again. And I'm still kind of like just in a shift of what I'm kind of gearing up towards for my career.
all right. Are you in a relationship now?
Yes.
And how long you been in that relationship?
I'm married for almost 3 years.
Any desire for children?
I do, but I don't know if it's going to be in the cards like at this time. Like a part of me would love to have kids, but I just don't think it's going to be. Um,
Why?
my husband's a little bit older than I am, just a little bit. He already has two kiddos. And it's kind of one of those things that, he has a vasectomy right now. So it's like, we'd have to like really like be like, okay, do we really want to do this? Which,
Okay.
a part of me still really wants to, but it's like, I just don't know.
How old are his children?
His oldest is 28.
Okay. So there's no really raising children there.
Right. Yeah, no, his kids are doing their own thing. I just get to have fun with them.
Have you been doing any music recording lately?
I have actually. I started a new little kind of idea. It's called Soul Sound Healing. I just started an Instagram and a YouTube with that, and I'm just kind of doing a little bit more of my singing bowl stuff on there and music ideas in general, and also like some readings on the YouTube space, just really to kind of put some creative energy towards like the business that I'm wanting to create.
And what is the business that you want to create?
I'd like it to be focused, kind of music, metaphysics, and kind of psychology overall. So blending those three, definitely readings, and then also soul sound meditation. So kind of like a combination of tarot readings and also singing bowl, Reiki infused energy. And then just, a center around, music in general. I don't want to like mix all of those three, but I do think they kind of can stack up on each other and
Right.
kind
So
of create something.
let me help you out here. That market you just described is so overloaded with competition. You're almost setting yourself backwards by the model you're just talking about. Readings and crystal bowls. There's 75,000 people on Facebook spending advertising dollars that goes nowhere with all of
Right.
that. They're all the coaches who are out of business that have been talking about that stuff for the last 7 years. Okay? You have to think your model differently.
Yeah, I totally agree.
You completely have to think your model differently. Okay? How much do you use your own voice in your sound healing?
A lot.
Okay. And what kind of voice training do you have to back yourself up?
A great deal.
Okay. Have you done any opera style work?
Back in the day, I still sometimes will do that, like, with myself. I still like it.
Okay. And what about like the big Celine Dion voice?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I've been sharing a little bit more like in, well, with the singing bowl stuff, I definitely kind of, expand on those tones. And I know
Okay.
at one point we were talking about kind of doing, high to lows, and, it's really
Yeah.
intuitive in that way,
Mhm, mhm.
but yeah, I definitely utilize different forms of my voice in that
Right.
space.
Do you know Lorena McKinnett?
Yes, I love her. Mummer's Dance is one of my favorite songs.
Okay. How close can you get your voice in similarity to her style?
I would say fairly close. Yeah.
Okay. For the next couple months, I want you to try that. Okay. You really have, like I said, you need to really rethink your model. And rediscovering the McKinnett style can have healing poems as the lyrics. It could have spiritual regeneration as the theme. It could have a variety of words that trigger healing. Okay.
Yes.
In the potent power of the voice, if you can find someone you can do some duet work with, if even if it's another woman or three women, um, you can get some really powerful pieces out, healing style pieces. Obviously, you're going to have to put some engineering work into it. You're going to have to do the voice practice, have to get really into that cycle, really get that deep breath energy going in. Okay. And then
Absolutely.
what kind of editing work do you do with your own music?
I have a couple albums with my band that I'm with, and
Mhm.
all that editing is, it's beyond me in that way. But for the YouTube and Instagram stuff, I've just been kind of lightly editing, like on the back
You
end.
have a significant editing skills.
Oh, so I'm sorry, say that again.
Do you have editing skills? Like if you're going to master something for your band, do you have those
Oh,
editing
no.
skills? Okay.
No, I would not do that.
You have somebody else that does that?
Yes.
What kind of recording equipment are you working with?
For the soul sound stuff, I'm just literally at this point using my phone and a lapel mic, but the lapel mic sometimes doesn't pick things up well. So I'm kind of experimenting with a Shure mic as well, just to kind of get like the quality of the frequency.
Right. So those are all the wrong microphones for doing what you're doing.
Yeah, especially the lapel mic. It sounds crazy when I use it. It really
Yeah,
does sound
and
odd.
they don't pick up the tones that you need.
No.
Okay. So for now, put aside recording bells, whistles, singing bowls, etc. And you need equipment for voice recording. Okay. You need equipment for singing. Okay. That's the transition you need to make right now. Okay. As you're reinventing the quality of musician AUR and band in the band that you're doing, there might be new projects for you to create. And it can have healing based merch attached to it. You can then sell your meditation classes done in that new hypnotic voice. Okay. Singing
Hmm.
them into a visionary space where they're regenerating sunlight in their cells. Get what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Yes. Yeah.
That
I
can
host a
then be taken on a road, and you can do it at at a festival that can get yourself even more people interested into the movement that you're creating through music.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've kind of
Yeah.
seen some ideas, just, events and holding space for people, even adding, guitars or, just kind of making it really drippy and beautiful, able to
Sure.
kind of fall
Sure.
back into the music.
Right. That's why I said duet. And then if you have some other band members that want to do side projects with this stuff, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think if you had a couple people that were really good with djembe drums and learned your lyric style, I think you could make some truly entrancing music that could take them on a healing journey.
Absolutely.
Okay, but you got to find that Lorena McKennick big voice, Celine Dion, big voice, because think of the power of what their voices do to music.
Right.
Then their soul frequency behind it.
Right. And kind of like, light codes in a different way to be unlocked within each person that can experience that.
Right. Okay. And then if you're on a stage with 50,000 people in front of you,
Yep.
50,000 unique experiences,
Absolutely.
and 50,000
Absolutely.
more, and 50,000 more, and 50,000 more. That's a much better business model than healing and reading sessions on YouTube,
Yeah, and I'm kind
isn't
of
it?
wanting to use it. It is, and I'm kind of just wanting to put myself out there, and just at least have like a um kind of just a bit of what I can offer in that way, and to direct people to say, hey, here's an example of what this looks like, or what this sounds like, or what this
Mhm.
reading might entail. So, I
You got to put all that aside. Literally, you got to put it aside. You need to rediscover the musician in you who's going to be adapting your lyrics and poetics into healing lyrics. It's not like a breakup song. It's how to get out of the dark night of the soul. Okay? How to get
right,
rid of
absolutely,
obsessive depression in a person. Okay? Because that big Celine Dion voice has broken a lot of people into the deepest, darkest of depressions.
right.
You have that voice built into you. Hear this. You have it built into you.
Thank you.
Stop thinking small with your voice. Think some production styles with it. Let your musician side back into the production side. and go, everything that I've discovered from readings and this and that can be incorporated to my lyrical style. There might be a section of a reading that's only like, 2 paragraphs. Can you convert it into lyrics that musically sound right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Redirect your thinking this way. And then you get to create a business model that has all the merches attached with the courses attached to it. Okay.
Would that still be like through YouTube or Instagram or just through like a website?
Well, that would be a website. Okay. But that
So that
also
would
means
be
you
more
need, that also
beneficial?
mean, no, it also means you need to play shows.
Yeah,
That's why I
absolutely.
said if it's a side project or your main band, you got to start playing shows and festivals. You got to get known. Got to start playing local clubs and bars.
Which we do, but not in the soul sound healing realm. That's in the like into the gray realm, which is more like raucous and a little bit, and still some it still all blends in some way, but that's kind of into the gray stuff, is playing the shows, doing, grinding in that way. This other piece is a little bit newer, and it's a little bit more. I'm just kind of getting some of the other bandmates kind of really interested in what this could look like, um and I'm just curious if the because the YouTube and Instagram was just like a means, not necessarily to anything other than trying to get exposure in that way.
You're
Free
not going to
exposure
get
for
the
musicians.
you're not going to get the exposure that you want without an amplification of live shows.
Right. And so I thought maybe like events could be cool, like doing like a, here's a meditation, soul sound meditation event, and you know, people could come. It could be kind
So
of like formatted.
let me simplify. Let me simplify it. You could have a venue that has DJ lighting and a good microphone and a place for the band and put on a show for 300 people that would blow their minds. Okay? And you can do that every other month if you can sell tickets for it.
Right.
It is your voice, the light, and the sound that will be the mystical experience for people. Let's process that for a bit. Anything where you could set up simple DJ lighting and sell 200 tickets at whatever price you're going to do, and it's a 2.5 hour metaphysical healing journey experience and education where at the end you go off floating like an angel with wings.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay?
I
It's an
definitely feel like
entire
that's a possibility.
interactive show.
Yeah.
Those venues are everywhere. You could make your own venue to do that. Okay?
Yes.
We're just talking light DJ lighting, which is cheap as hell right now. And the rest is my voice there, are my lyrics tuned in, and is my band and chemistry with me.
Right.
Okay, can this be a one-person project? The answer is yes. You could master everything in the background, have somebody go into a sound studio, have it all mastered in the background, and you just do the vocal overs during the live part when the rest is all pre-made music.
Right.
Okay? And the lighting profile you're going to create.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely have felt like there could be energy with that. Like, and I've kind of done something similar with the band, and creating kind of our own venue and our
Mhm.
own event and kind of getting some openers and stuff. So I feel like I can take that format
Mhm.
and kind of apply it to like
What's the,
this
what's
new.
what's the genre of the band you do now?
It's more kind of rock, soul, funk kind of mix, a little bit eclectic.
Okay. How many band members?
4.
And what's their makeup like?
Like their style of music.
Like, are they boys? Are they girls? Are they
Oh, all
experienced? Are they
men.
relatively okay?
Yeah, men and myself. Great
So
guys,
three men
really
and
great guys.
yourself? Three men and yourself?
Yes.
Okay. And you do all the vocals?
Yes.
Okay. Do you ever do anybody else with vocals? Does anyone else ever come on with you?
Um, not really.
Okay. How often are you practicing as a band?
A little bit, like we usually hadn't practiced a lot, honestly, because everyone's like kind of from different areas, but we've been getting a little bit more in a routine of rehearsing. So we just had a rehearsal last week, and I got some singing bowls out, and we had a really fun kind of nuanced rehearsal, which was awesome.
Okay. When do you think your next practice is going to be?
Probably like a week from now, probably.
All right, start working on that big voice. Okay.
I feel like I got the big voice down.
It's different when you're projecting it with new lyrics. Okay. It's not going to be rock, soul, funk. It's going to
Right.
be spirit. Okay.
Absolutely. I've kind of
Okay.
been sharing that through a few different things. And I mean, I'm definitely always down to,
Right.
experiment more, but
Right. So it's about experimenting with your voice. Okay. Experiment like these next couple days, really experiment with your voice. Go and get a good vocal microphone. Okay. They're not expensive now. Okay.
that's like different from like my Shure mic that I would use for shows.
Is it a wireless or is it a lapel? What is it?
My Shure microphone is just like a typical, it's not wireless, but it is like a decent microphone for sure.
Okay, so it's a vocal microphone.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
just
as
like
long as it's
SM57.
designed for singing and vocals, yes. Yes. Okay. Let me ask Joel a second. Joel, are you there in the background anywhere?
Yeah, I'm right here.
So, what would be a great microphone for a singer to do that big voice with?
So it's all about budget because I mean you can go anywhere from a few $100 to into the thousands of dollars for some of the better microphones. A lot of it's going to be a microphone and preamp match. Like you just can't get your standard recording interface type thing like a Focusrite Scarlett, and you'll get a good preamp on something like that to amplify a microphone, but you'll want to find something a little bit nicer. Truthfully, I would say anything from the Rode series for a vocal mic. Like there's, I'm blanking on model numbers right now. I can pull up some here real
Just
quick.
Joel's been a sound engineer for years and been in bands himself. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
the
mean,
interface thing too is a good question because it's like, yeah, it's so many technicality parts that I'm less familiar with than the presenting the music and creating it and all those other pieces.
Okay. When your voice comes through the new microphone, it is amplified. It's a whole new experience for you and the listener.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like when it's like a good sound system compared to a crappy sound system, it really makes like 100% of a difference.
Giant difference. Okay. In the experience. Okay.
so
Absolutely.
distinction wise, like you're looking at a condenser microphone. I overheard you talking about a Shure microphone before. Is that just like a handheld vocal mic?
Yeah, just like a SM57.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be good to record like demos or work as a live vocal mic because you typically aren't using a condenser mic for a live performance. But something more like a condenser, looks like they've got the NT1, the Rode NT1's a good entry, a couple $100, and that's going to give you that condenser microphone where you have to use phantom power to power it. So you have to have the right preamp set up with phantom power as well as just a little bit more character to it. If you're interested, I could talk to you a little bit more offline and get an idea of what your budget is, and we can kind of suss it out. But
That would be awesome.
But condenser is the way you want to go because you're going to get all the air and the distinctions and tones in the upper register of the voice and not sound muffled or distorted. But you know, you can get pretty cheap preamps out there nowadays that aren't in the thousands of dollars that are going to maintain that like big vocal character, because a lot of times people pick up the nice condenser microphone and they just use their desktop recording interface, and those, you know, are better than they have been in past years where they're really cheap preamps. But nowadays, you know, you can get one that's already outfitted one for good vocal sound.
Yeah. Yeah, I think just starting simple and kind of budget friendly would be a probably best way to go. And I appreciate your expertise on that.
So, but if you want to go budget friendly, I would just get something that's like a desktop USB mic, like the Blue Yeti even. I mean, it's typically a podcasting mic, but it's going to get you set up with something that you can begin to practice what it's like recording into the condenser microphone. It's a lot more sensitive than the like handheld dynamic microphones like the Shure mics. And you know, whether you'll figure out whether or not your voice and the way you sing needs a pop filter, and those, you know, you can get those 10-15 bucks on Amazon.
Right.
But I mean, there's dozens of hundreds, thousands of different kinds of condenser microphones on Amazon where you can get them even 50 bucks. And is it going to be outstanding quality? No, but doing recording as a vocalist is a very different nuance for a studio recording setup versus what you're going to do live, holding a mic or having a mic attached to a microphone stand in front of an audience. And because the condenser microphone, it's going to respond differently based on your proximity and the angle that you're pointed at it. And it'd be good to get something cheap, 50 buck condenser microphone on Amazon that has a USB that you can begin to practice, record your voice, listen back and say, okay, let me try it this far back. Let me try it, you know, with,
Right.
you know, in this corner versus that corner, because it's going to respond differently based on what room you're in and what corner of the room, or are you out in the open?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What kind of practice space do you have for your own singing?
I usually will go up to our like a little top kind of loft kind of thing and just go for it.
Okay. And what kind of sound qualities does that loft have?
You know, I think pretty good. It doesn't have like exceptional acoustics, but it's also it works just fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're very experienced in there and you have no problem going, you know, full Celine Dion style, like power love, you know?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
We can power
Yeah.
love over here.
Yes, I use it as a funny metaphor, but really embracing that power, super power voice. You can even say Mariah Carey in her earlier ages, in her earlier iterations too. There was
Right.
such unique magic in that voice. Okay. And Lorena McKennitt, you know, a lot of her songs have spiritual works inside them. They're meditations and visionary things. And let your lyrics, the new lyrics, be healing lyrics. Okay?
Absolutely.
And then, like I said, there may be a few lines in your readings that become lyrics. Okay?
Yeah.
And you can make an entire meditation albums with just your voice, guiding them to the angelic realms or back to the sun, whatever it is you're going to do.
Right.
Okay? It's a whole new style for you and a far better business model than what you're doing. Now, when it comes time to, all right, well, I've done some recordings of these. How do you get people to listen? Obviously, you got to use your word of mouth. Okay? Build a website that's going to reflect this new project of music that you're doing, or use your existing site, whatever existing things that you have. And social media is going to have anybody starting is going to have the system working against them. without something to make it go viral, without spending significant amount of advertising dollars. Everything is pay to play. And the starting money in pay to play is thousands of dollars. Okay. But there are ways to get past the pay to play systems if you start doing concerts, festivals, shows, or I'm developing something that I can take from small city to small city to small city. And as long as there's a space where I can set up DJ lighting and have a live band, I could put on this performance and sell tickets for it. Okay.
Right.
So you're not going to be in your typical bar.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Imagine if you had a church hall to sing in.
Absolutely. I'm actually looking at this really cool place called Pilgrim's Chapel to do like a maybe a little candlelit kind of event meditation with all the components that we're talking about.
Sure. That means you got to network with those people and say, hey, I want to do this thing. It's a positive mental spiritual journey. You know, it may not be full Christian Christy stuff, but you never know who's open to that stuff.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay. And you don't have to go Christian Christy stuff. Whatever is your style is going to be your style.
Right.
Okay. But you know what the power voice and what it can unlock for you. And then when you start adding the whole show of the singing bowls, the gongs, you create a whole new layer for the voice to interact with after the gongs have cleared out their frequency or the singing bowls have set them up for this high state of inflection in which your voice takes over, where you start matching the singing bowl and the wah wah wah. You can't tell the difference between your voice and the bowl, and all of a sudden you take over the wah wah wah, and you're into singing the next tones and frequencies and lyrics.
Right.
Okay? And that's
Absolutely.
the artist of music right there. The healing art of music.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Joel, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay.
Thank you, Joel. I appreciate your help with that.
You guys want to exchange a connection, an email in there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, you can reach me at gimbalsound@gmail.com for any questions.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Okay. Jessica, did you have any other questions you wanted to ask?
I did just want to go back to what you were mentioning with the kiddos. I just wanted to double check, I kind of have like written like that off in some ways, but and I feel like I do know the answer, but I just want to kind of check in with that. Just if there's any like potential for that in this lifetime, or if there's any restriction even that I could do, just take care of for potential next lifetime too.
All right. So there are kids in your potential. They are there. You do have to make it work all the way through because of the vasectomy. Okay. Are they the peak of your growth? The answer is no. Let's say you discover the power of voice, and a few years into it, the music's given you back enough self-healing, self-nurturing, and self-love that you want to pass this skill on to an offspring. You can still do it then. You may not be doing it out of your physical womb. You may be adopting. But I don't want you to shut it down. Leave it as a potential.
Okay.
Okay? Because when it's shut down, it's shut down. And when it's left as a potential, it's just a potential.
Absolutely. And I feel really comforted just having that potential, even if, whatever, it does feel good just to even have that potential there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else you wanted to ask?
One little question. Okay. So a long time ago, I had a dream with you in it, and you remember that ride Tower of Terror?
Yes.
Okay. So we're on that ride Tower of Terror, and no drops or anything yet, but you looked over at me and you said, are you ready to live a karmic free life? And I was just curious. I remember journaling about that, and I was like, Andrew, But I was just wondering if you had any clarity over that, or if that was just a fun
Oh,
dream.
you ran across the bee in the roller coaster aspect, me.
Okay.
Okay, you'd be surprised how many people had roller coaster dreams with me. And I say these profound things to them.
Yep.
And I think it connects to the words I said today, because once you enter truly the embodied spiritual musician healer, you're leading a karmic free life. You're showing people the way. Okay? You're a pathfinder for people. Think of how music has changed your life.
Absolutely.
Okay? I can think of a variety of songs that saved my mind from going crazy. Okay? I can
Yep.
think of songs that have done immaculate healings to me.
Absolutely.
Okay?
So powerful in that way.
Right. And as for being on the roller coaster, are you ready to take up that responsibility and mastering the voice, incorporating it into shows, riding the train till there's
Yep.
100,000 people outside there, and you're
Absolutely.
doing worldwide festivals, and you've got you know something out there that's just you're on the stage with the Korean K-pop bands.
I
Okay.
like it.
Okay. And you're not a extreme Hollywood liberal
Right.
liberal artist saying it's only one way.
Yes. I know. I always said I wanted to be underground famous so I could, you know, still
Mhm.
touch ground and put my head above water.
Yes, and don't make me say eat a sandwich, woman. Like
Right.
Ariana Grande needs to eat a sandwich.
Absolutely.
All right, Dylan, it's been great talking to you.
You too. I appreciate you so much, Andrew.
You're welcome. All right, everybody, I'm going to call it an end to show. My voice is getting a little bit raspy. I've been talking all day. We have a new class that's going to be starting on March the 21st. We have a whole new set of teachings. Go to my website, andrewbartzis.com, and take a look at that. We are also having sessions that are open if you want to have private sessions with me. We will be back tomorrow for Friday Night Loosh Report. All right, Joel, take us away.